Welcome to the installation of the Model 15101 racing car. As you can see, we start with the panel number 1 and 2. Now it doesn't matter if you start with the left hand side or the right hand side. Well, what we need to do is first, whenever you can see a circular ring, plastic ring like that, we put in the screw in. Now bear in mind, every time you put it in, make sure it's actually touch the bottom, but do not over tight or under tightening it, just enough to touch the plastic ring. And we do the rest of them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on each side. Now when you finish with that, we also start with the other side, the same procedure. Next we start with the panel, which is item number 13, as you can see in front of you. Now first you need to do is put in the wooden dowel, which is this one. We hammered it in. Make sure 60% inside the wood and leave 40% out like so. And we do 2 for each of the slate, and we do for the remaining of the 5 of them. And we do the same on the other side with the wooden dowel as well. Once you finish, you also put in this locking device with the red one there, and we put it in. Now make sure when you put it in, the arrow is actually facing as shown right now, and make sure it's straight so we can install it in properly later on. So pay particular attention, make sure the arrow is facing like it's in the video now. And we do the same as for the other side as well. Okay, once you have put in the slate in 1, 2, 3 and 4, now with the last one, the 5th one, it's quite important that you actually put in a reverse like this, but do that after you have finished putting in the headlight in, the headpiece, like so, the item number 20 and number 16. Lock it in first, in there, 1, 2, 3 and 4, before you lock in the last slide in. Now we start with the piece number 10, which is the back piece of the bed. As you can see here, you need to do, you put in one wooden dowel there, one there, and also one at the side there and one on the side there. Now we do the same on this side as well, 2 wooden dowel as well. Once you finish, make sure you put in 4 locking device, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now bear in mind, make sure you put the arrow is actually facing this way, so later on the screw can go in. Now we also start with the piece number 14. As you can see, this is actually the back part as well. You can recognize by the pattern like this. Now this one here, you put it on top of the piece number 10 like so. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, once you finish, you also put 4 locking device in. You got one there, same procedure. Make sure the arrow is facing that direction. One there, also one there, and we do the same for the other side as well, 2 of them. One here, and also one here. Okay, once you got it, you put it in like so. And then once again, we're locking in the clockwise position. Locking clockwise, clockwise, and also clockwise. Now as on back here, you can see this panel is called Champion. This is panel number 11. You also put 1 wooden dowel there, and also 1 wooden dowel there. We also need 4 locking device, 1 there, 1 One there, make sure straight, and also 2 on the other side as well. Okay, once you got it, you put this one in position like so. Make sure it's nice and tight, and with a flat Phillips screwdriver again, we lock it in and we turn it clockwise position like so. Okay, now we are half done. Okay, as you can see, we start with the piece number 20 with this one. Now before we put this one in, make sure we put in the leg for underneath like this. Now for this one, the particular screw is actually 35 mil. In the box you will find actually 4 is actually more thinner in radius, where this one is a thicker one. So choose the one is actually with a thicker screw there for this particular legs here. Okay, first what we need to do is put in like so. Then put this one in like that. And tightly screw it in like so. Now first we put in 4 locking device. One there, one there. Once again, make sure the arrow is straight, and also we need 2 on the other side. Now with this piece panel, we put it on the bottom position like so. Make sure it's nice and tight first before we put in and lock it in. And there. Okay, now we're going to put the nose piece in, which is item number 16 on your catalog. Before we put in, make sure we put in 4 locking device. Same again, make sure the arrow is facing to the hole that way. One there, one there, and also one there. Make sure it's nice and straight, and also one there. Now you put this one here in this position like this. And now make sure it's actually nice and tight. If it's not, doesn't line up, use the screwdriver there and lock it in like this. And we'll do the same as in the inside. Okay, once you have put in the slate in 1, 2, 3 and 4, now with the last one, the 5th one, it's vitally important that you actually put in a reverse like this. But do that after you have finished putting in the headlight in, the headpiece, like so, the item number 20 and number 16. Lock it in first, in there, 1, 2, 3 and 4, before you lock in the last slide in. Once you have finished putting all the panel in and lock it in at the bottom, we put in the other side of the panel like this one on top of this, and make sure you put it with all the screw into the hole there, line it up, and now we start to make sure it's actually tied it in and lock it in. Now as you can see here, we put it in. Make sure it's nicely tight by putting a few tabs. If it doesn't go in, use a flat screwdriver. Put the locking device more straighter. Oops. Now once you have everything nicely tied in, tap it in, turn this locking device in the clockwise position. Make sure it's nice and tight. If it's not tight, the bed will fall apart, so make sure it's nice and tight. Like that. And we do also 2 under here, 1 there, and also 1 there as well. Now we start locking in the panel. Same as well. in the clockwise direction. There, there, one there, there, also locking here, and center on this side here, clockwise, clockwise, and also clockwise. Done. Now we're going to put in the wheel in like so. Now we're going to show you how to put it in. As you can see there, it's actually 3 holes in each position. If you look at it, wheel there, in the back there, you can see there's actually 2 hinges. 1 hinge there and 1 there. Now this 2 hinge you will position on the left hand side and the right hand side of the hole, and the middle one is actually for the wheel to put it in, to screw in there. Okay, so the left and the right is to hold the hinge. Now as you can see, you put a hinge, make sure it's there and there, alright? And there, make sure it's locking in so it doesn't move, okay? Now next we also put in the silver things and also the cap in. Put it in. Now make sure the cap is actually nice to fit in. Now this time we're using a 35mm screw, and we put it from the back and tied it in. Now it's vitally important that you do not over tight it, just enough gently to lock it in, just enough to hold in the wheel, but do not over tight it. Okay, like that. Okay, and we do the same thing for the other side as well. So when you finish with your assembling, the bed should look like this. The only thing you need to do now is put the slide in and on the mattress in like this, and it's all done.